the premiere of Salt Lake City. Usually we, when a new season starts, we review taglines, but we didn't get taglines this week. We instead got
Bible verses.
We got Bible verses.
Yeah.
Are those going to be their taglines? Are the taglines going to be the Bible
Oh.
verses?
It took me an embarrassingly long time to realize that they were Bible quotes. I was like, Psalm is not 55. She looks like she's in her 30s. Easy. What sort of tagline is this anyway?
What were your initial thoughts on this episode? I feel like getting this introduction would be a real you'd get whiplash coming out of
And
Real
what an
Housewives of Orange
introduction.
County. What an introduction.
Like,
Yeah,
can we just
yeah.
talk about how fucking hard they went in the first 2 minutes before they put the title card up? That was insane.
Totally. Yeah.
It
It
starts
was
off
amazing.
as a found footage horror movie, a very good found footage horror movie, and then immediately goes into epic footage of this snow drifted streets and people and the women in slow motion gazing at each other over their shoulders with really heavy Bible quotes. I don't know why the editors thought they had to cook like that for the intro to season 4 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City on Bravo, but bless them for doing that.
It felt like it was ramping so much that I thought that cameraman who was bored at the beginning and went to grab the camera, I expected him to go over the edge of the balcony where somebody had fallen or something. I was like, she's freaking out right now.
Yeah. I was picturing the editors if you ever see a promotional clip for a hip hop album where they've got all the producers in a studio and they're passing around a spliff and just really feeling it and just making eye contact and nodding their heads at each other and vibing. That's how I pictured the editors when they're cooking up that intro in their suite, because they were feeling it so hard.
I thought it was perfect the way that it was executed, because we got this camera that was sitting on the ground just idle and watching things kind of move around it. It was this chaotic scene that was emerging, and someone picks up the camera and we start in a state where the fourth wall is broken, and we watch it slowly be constructed until we enter into this constructed introduction over sepia tones where people are reading Bible verses, and we get this really interesting, completely constructed introduction scene. I thought it was beautiful to be able to watch this fourth wall be constructed before our eyes.
They could have ended the episode after the title card, and I would have been bravo,
Totally.
5 stars.
You know what it makes me think of, especially as playing it back in my head as you describe it, is in every good heist movie or superhero movie when they're suiting up or they're getting back into shit, it was the production team was going through that. They were flipping their Superman cape on and getting out the window or something.
For sure.
Yeah, and then the first scene that we get right after is Lisa Barlow setting up for a Sundance party. I'm like, oh, is this for the intro? Did the intro get into
Did
Sundance?
it win at Sundance? Because it fucking should have.
Yeah, no, instead it was just John being really bored. So that was cool. And then Lisa being I think it's really important we're all together, except if I'm getting a text message.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I love about John's reaction there is you can tell that he knows that Lisa is going to change the topic at any second. So it's not worthwhile investing too much emotion into what she's saying, because she's just about to shift gears at any minute.
Yeah, I loved how she was emphasizing the importance of family while constantly getting distracted and reading off text messages. I thought it was kind of supportive the way that he was handling it, though. He knew that he shouldn't get too into it and just let her do her thing, because obviously this is a historically very busy time for her. She's the Sundance queen. Yeah, so
when the
we get
sun's
to see
dancing,
her in the the role of doing her boss stuff. And I think Lisa Barlow is just such a fantastic housewife, so I love seeing her in boss mode.
Super visceral, it's so real too. We all kind of have to balance that, but it's that magnified times 10, kind of with all that stuff. And then she's I don't know why my kid feels like he's different than me and his dad, which is heartbreaking.
Yeah,
so it's it's interesting to see. And then also why don't you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also thought it was interesting that like seeing this like push pull between your parents, like parent and child, and someone like trying to branch out, how that is the same everywhere, whether you're like deeply religious or not. Like we've seen
Mm-hmm.
like seeing like Lisa Barlow specifically, who is the Mormon on the cast, and have that push and pull where like she has like less conservative ideas for what she wants her son to do, and he's like, no, I'm going to go on a mission, is like really interesting to see that dynamic, because it's a lot more complex, and um it's not what I would expect. I would expect an older generation to be like, oh, you should go on your mission and then go to school, but it was the opposite in this case.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, respect if that's what you're doing, but also like if that's just like a really sick cop out, like mom can't argue with that either. Like if he's just like, I'm not gonna go to school. Like,
that's what I was kind of thinking too. Like this is like a handy card he has in his pocket to play. If he's like, I just want to like kind of drop out for a while, smoke
Jesus
weed, hang
said,
out with
Mom,
my buds.
you know.
He can be like, it's a mission, Mom. You know what that is.
One thing that stuck out to me was actually the next person, Heather, Bad Mormon. What an amazing book title, even better band name, and I think she should consider that. But loved her intro to everything. Like she was like one of my favorite people immediately. But I did not for a second believe she was actually shoveling that driveway.
Yeah, she like we see her at first. I don't know. She's shoveling snow in like a fur puffer jacket and heels.
Yeah,
very
as one
very
does.
good look.
Just the idea of shoveling snow in heels just like makes me just wince at the possibilities of breaking your coccyx or something. That sounds very
dangerous. Josh, what other highlights did you have from Salt Lake City?
Let's see here. So I mean, the entire Fresh Start party was just what a fresh start on drama. Great job, you nailed it, ladies. I mean, just 6 out of 6 snowflakes for sure. That's my thing now, I guess. I mean, it was like just what a fun like churn and burn on like let's wrap up some old drama, but there was a lot of setup on things like Lisa and Mary's kind of unresolved nonsense. It was kind of odd seeing her so chill at the party after hearing the text messages read from Lisa that she had sent her. I was like, oh wow, you're just hanging out. Okay, cool. I wish I had that kind of chill.
I love when she just reads out the text messages and they get more and more unhinged. It was really a funny moment to me. You're going to kill someone with your tequila or something.
Yeah.
Really glad to have Mary back on our screens. She was missed last season for sure. I love that the intro that we got from Mary was like a montage that includes some like memorable quotes like Jen smells like a hospital and you can go, little girl.
Yes. Also, I like how her first scene, she's immediately litigious. You need to fix this store. Like it almost the implication is like I might sue you if you don't.
And she said that she's in dinosaur mode, which I have no idea what she meant at first.
I think it's when you forget how to use a cell phone, right? Or
Oh, okay. Well, then she ordered a salad, and the way she was shoveling it into her mouth, like just huge bites. And I'm like, oh yeah, mega herbivore. I get it.
Yeah. Just pushing 6 leaves of lettuce into her mouth, just forcing it down the chute.
Amazing. Joshua, you have any other highlights from Salt Lake City?
Let's see here. So, this moment stood out because I have this friend too. But Angie's kind of reaction to Lisa always talking about how when she used to live in New York and like back in New York, but when we were in New York and like back in New York, when we lived in NYC, the 212, shut up. Oh my God. You're not there. Go back if you like it so much. So I felt that in a big way.
Dylan, what about you?
I don't know why it's a big deal to have like how much DNA there is in like a bathtub. Like if there's a lot of DNA in a bathtub, that doesn't mean it's like gonna make you sick. Like is this fucking Gattaca? Who cares if there's DNA in a bathtub? I don't understand what the issue is there. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like we need to address the rumors that the Brav Bros podcast has said about us taking baths together.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's normal. And if you want to see us do it, you can see it on Fireside. We've got a new channel.
There's a lot of soap involved. Together. I can vouch.
We tell you when you need to applause. Don't worry. You don't have to guess.
And it does help a lot. The applause meter is crucial.
Yeah, that's how we monetize the channel. Mark Cuban's going to shut us down if we don't get enough applause. Lisa's jacket at the party was a highlight. She just looks like somebody who's like selling the worst drugs at a music festival.
Yes.
Oh, and that was one of Mary's old jackets, I think, is what they were saying.
Oh, I think I missed that part, but that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah.
It was basically the only thing Mary liked about her being there.
Yeah.
I don't know if sushi nachos is a thing that like at other restaurants. I've never heard the term sushi nachos before, but it sounds horrific to me. It just sounds like a really bad idea.
That's the whitest thing of all time, right? Like there's no way that
totally.
Yeah.
They didn't really show like a close-up of it, probably to like spare our eyes.
Yeah, I don't think they could get a good shot.
I was really curious about what that would even fucking look like. It sounds very weird.
It's just like tortilla chips with like cooked fish on top.
Yeah. just slivers of salmon.
Yeah. I like that this restaurant, I think it was called Bahama Bucks, which is like another very white sounding restaurant.
What's really funny is that is in Phoenix where I live, that is like a shaved ice chain for desserts.
Maybe they cater too. You never know.
Yeah. Some franchises have different ingredients,
And they got the waiter from Bahama Bucks to like referee the snowball fight at the end, which was amazing.
I will say that snowball fight was just the best way to end like an episode and probably a day in general. I'm sure that was so cathartic.
And I love that we got the like for the new housewife Monica, we got like an elf edit where she's like hucking the snowball so fast.
And then the cutaway to Mary sitting inside like, wait, are they really having fun up there?
Yeah.
Like she made the wrong call, but it was too late.
I don't really actually know Salt Lake City. I'm a newcomer to the show. So one of the things that struck me right off the bat was that they all have like a really unique cadence. I think the way they speak, they all speak in a really interesting way to me. So that was just kind of a general note to me. They all speak in an odd way. I find that I found really entertaining.
Can you impersonate it? Like if you had to do your best SLC wife accent right now, like how would it sound?
Oh, I couldn't, honestly. Just gonna say no.
Oh man, okay, that's fair. I couldn't do one either. If I'm being honest, it would just be offensive Valley Girl. So
yeah, but there's a very like halting way to the way they form their sentences that I was just like, I feel like I've never quite heard like everybody speaking with this sort of cadence in the same room before. This is very, very interesting to me.
But it's also distinct, like the way that Lisa Barlow talks and the way that Whitney talk are so different from each other.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know, like I assume a lot of them come from other places. I don't know where Lisa comes from originally. No, I do know she comes from New York, right? Yeah. I thought it was
Upstate New York.
Yeah, it was very Midwest coded of her to order a Diet Pepsi and a cocktail at the same time, right? That's something I've learned recently. I thought Whitney had a good like episode of like standing her ground and like being very confident and had a good line about like, I don't know what vacation rental you're currently staying at, but I assume that you are just like plastic wrapping the furniture to get your deposit back. I thought she delivered that pretty well. And she has a confessional look where she looks like a mummy in like a Christopher Lee movie, so that's cool too.
There were some really good confessional looks. I think it was it Angie who had the Britney Spears "Oops, I Did It Again," like basically the exact same, like the high pony and the like tight fitting red shiny thing.
Oh yeah, I hope she brings out like a python, an albino python for like one of the moments. That'd be cool.
Have these folks never opened a bottle of champagne before to try to get it to spray everywhere or something? That was one thing I noticed in the episode was like they expected, it seemed like they were expecting when they opened the champagne bottle some kind of bigger reaction because one of them was standing in front of everybody else with it, but she didn't shake it up. So it was just like, you got the cork off. Good job. Also, nobody read Heather's book. That was
I mean, come on, what do you expect?
Yeah.
How much do you think even Heather read when she got like the proofs from her ghostwriter?
Yeah,
right.
totally.
Yeah.
I'm sure even she just skimmed it. Come on, be real.
yeah, that's fair. She's read just as much as they have.
She set herself up for asking that though. Like, of course, of course nobody read it. I'll buy a copy, Heather. I'm sorry. I just felt
Craig,
just get the audiobook.
Yeah. Split the difference.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask Dylan what your thoughts were on the new Housewives, but I guess since this is your first season watching, they're all a little
they're
new
all
to
new
you.
to me. Like I know Lisa a little bit just from I don't know things I've seen online or whatever, and I've got to know Heather and Whitney a little bit from the recent girls trip.
Oh, right,
that we covered a bit, so I've got to meet them. But otherwise, yeah, they're basically they're basically all new to me. Monica's new, right? That's a new one.
Monica's new and Angie is new.
Right. A lot of promise there. Monica especially is seems like a very loud blabbermouth, and that's very promising. I really like her energy.
Yeah. The fan base has already started to dislike her, which is a very promising sign to me.
I like her that much more. Team Monica.
I think it's very fantastic casting on Bravo's part to cast someone who was a federal witness in the case against a former housewife who is now behind bars.
Great move.
Just a pro move.
Yeah. Especially somebody coming in cold on all of that, getting the sort of spicy reactions to all of that while they also eventually explain what the hell happened that they're all talking about. It was some premium drama to sit in.
Yeah, and it was such a complex relationship that is hinted at between her and Jen Shaw. She obviously had an adversarial relationship at the end when she's testifying against her in court, but also all her information comes from Jen, and she's like, oh, well, Jen never said anything nice about anyone, so I'm just gonna try to go in fresh. But all their dark secrets are heavily weighing upon my mind. It's just such a ominous thing to say in a confessional. I loved it.
Yeah. Great phrasing. Like she's in an Edgar Allan Poe story. Really good stuff there.
Any other highlights from Salt Lake City, Dylan?
No, that about covers it for me.